What do we have after this, DiMaggio?
11:30 over on Fremont. 12:30 in the mayor's office. 2 o'clock, you meet with the budget committee. 3:30, you're back here for a meeting with Chief Paulson.
Keep bouncing around the city from one side to the other. Who arranged this dumb schedule?
You did, sir.
Oh, well, hey, wait a minute. If I'm seeing Paulson this afternoon, what am I doing here now?
Well, it's the deputy district attorney, sir.
Again?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Sir, sir, if you could just smile a little bit during the meeting, it might help.
Smile? All right. I'll smile. Good. This time, the deputy DA is not going to bother me.
Look, we've been over this a dozen times. The Pomeroy case is not ready for prosecution.
I think it is.
And it's not your decision, it's mine. And until I say the case is ready, I'm not going to sign it over to you.
What are you trying to cover up, Commissioner? Police inefficiency? Or could it be that out of the 6 district attorneys, I'm the only woman?
Miss Bryant, we have met exactly 3 times. All 3 times you have implied male chauvinism.
Oh.
All 3 times you have waved a banner screaming women's lib. Now, are you a lawyer or are you a professional female agitator?
I'm only trying to get a job done, Commissioner. A job made very difficult by a one-man obstacle course.
What do you want?
Sir, it's 11:30.
Oh, you're right. I'm late.
Of course. What do you do? Tell him to come in here every time the going
If I
gets
didn't
rough?
have to leave right this minute, I would
You would what?
I would take the deputy district attorney across my knees and give her a good spanking.
Oh.
Thank you.
Steve?
Yes, sir?
Sorry about up there. I didn't mean to take it out on you.
Oh, hey, it's all right, sir.
Okay, it's 11:30. What have we got now?
It's Dr. Corman's office, sir.
The deputy DA and my dentist all in one day?
Well, sir, you know, I don't know what this...
Here,
these
you
things...
drive.
All right.
Just take it easy. Okay. All right. Rinse. Take a look.
Cute.
Now tell the truth. Did it hurt?
Not yet.
You want to know the secret?
No.
Millie?
Gentle hands, consummate skill.
And vast quantities of procaine, which will wear off in a couple of hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. See you at the poker game tonight?
You ever known me to miss one?
Bring your checkbook.
You bring yours. I'm feeling lucky.
Oh, thank you.
You look just great, Commissioner.
Well, you don't look bad yourself. What are you doing this weekend?
Getting married.
Oh. Whole new porcelain jacket for nothing.
Commissioner? How about next weekend?
I give you the new morality.
Yeah. See you, Wes. I'm late for the mayor.
Tell him to give me a ring. I want to adjust his new bridge work.
I'll do that.
Millie?
Hello, Horace.
How are you, Mac?
A little numb. Your son-in-law just put in a new jacket.
Oh, let me take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a minute. Huh, you know, the older I get, the better he gets.
I thought you were going to retire.
Oh, no. Even with this bum ticker on mine, I like to come in once or twice a week.
Well, good to see you, Horace.
Keep smiling.
Until the procaine wears off.
What's the matter?
I just had a talk with our business manager.
Oh, the Young Street deal, yeah.
Do you honestly think that I would sit by while you borrowed $100,000 against this practice to invest in some harebrained oil scheme?
It's a legitimate setup, Horace.
7 years I've put up with you just because my daughter, misguided though she may have been, loved you. Happily, however, that unfortunate situation has come to an end.
What?
Oh, don't pretend to be surprised. Dick Valentine has already introduced her to a very excellent divorce lawyer.
Well, I admit we've had some trouble, but I never thought she'd be actually serious about wanting to
Oh,
divorce.
she's serious. See, and so am I. It's over, Wesley. I've bailed you out of your last tight spot. I've paid your last bill. I hold $220,000 in IOUs, and I intend to
We're
collect.
simply trying to diversify, Horace,
One
that's all.
racehorse, $20,000. It drops dead of a heart attack at the second time out of the gate. And that land promotion at Ensenada, $100,000 down the drain.
Did you ever stop long enough to ask yourself why?
I think the word is opportunist.
Well, let me tell you something, Horace. If Lydia had been a wife to me in the real sense of the word, I wouldn't have gone running around trying to become a junior league Howard Hughes.
Now, don't you try to blame this on Lydia.
I didn't bring up our marital problems, you did. So you might as well know the truth. I'm not the one that's been running around. I have been trying to save our marriage.
Are you insinuating?
I'm insinuating nothing. I'm telling you flat out, your daughter is having an affair. I don't know with whom, and I don't care. All I know is that I love her in spite of it, and I'm trying desperately to save this marriage. Not only for our sakes, for yours too, Horace. But if it comes to a divorce, I'm not gonna let you make me out the heavy. Lydia!
I'm in here.
And one final remark about integrity in government. It is a dream as old as utopia, as elusive as men's promises, as unobtainable as a rainbow. And yet it must somehow be obtained if this great republic is to survive. This is Alan Evans. Good night.
Like what you see? Darling?
I didn't hear your car.
Those prices you're not supposed to. Have you spoken with your father today?
Well, he called early this morning. Why?
He dropped by the office before lunch. We had a rather heated discussion. He said you'd talked to Dick Valentine about a divorce lawyer.
We agreed it was the best thing.
I never agreed to anything. I couldn't.
Look, you're going to find out about this sooner or later.
About your lover? I'm not blind.
I just thought perhaps we could behave like adults.
Lydia, when the papers go through, when I'm gone, all right. It's your life, darling. But don't cut me up into pieces now.
All right.
Lydia, I'm trying to understand. Darling, I don't want to make this any harder for either one of us than it already is. I just want you to know that if anything happens, if you change your mind, I'm here. I'll always be here.
Now you're cutting me up.
You want me to stay at home tonight? We can talk, maybe find out what's wrong.
No, no.
name's at Dick Valentine's. If you need me.
Oh, I've been trying to reach you all day. No, there's nothing wrong. I was just wondering if you would mind skipping tonight. I know you're going tomorrow. Oh, all right. Maybe it'd be better if we did talk. No, nothing. I'll see you at 8:30.
I call. Flush.
Aces over sixes, full bolt. Sorry about that, Rick. 9 o'clock, I'm already getting killed.
Yeah, you can already afford it.
Yeah, you can already.
Okay, the game is 5-card stud.
5-star.
Come on. Let's go. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Short.
Nice little Jake.
Your bet.
Okay, I bet 5.
All right, boys, I'm gonna make you pay for those. I'm gonna bet,
I ought to arrest you guys for gambling. I fold.
I'd fold, too.
The way Wes is playing tonight, it ain't gambling, it's stealing.
Go ask you, Murray.
Excuse me for living.
How long are you going to be in New York?
Couple of weeks. When I get back, I want to tell Wes about us.
There may not be anything to tell.
What did you say?
I am so confused. He's just been wonderful the last few days. He's been like he was when we first met.
Now listen to me. It's not going to be easy. We love each other, Lydia. And I don't want us sneaking around anymore.
And I don't want to hurt him.
Don't you know you've been married to the guy for 8 years? He doesn't love you. You know that? He's just trying to protect himself.
All right, look, now. Just give me a little time to work it out. All right?
Come here.
No, I really mean it. I need time to think. I don't feel like it, really.
Lydia, is Wesley in? I just dropped by to... Get out of this house.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna make a pay for it, boys. That'll be 10.
I don't know.
Or you can fold, or you can bet, or, you know.
You're a lot of laughs tonight, Wes.
I'm losing a fortune. You want me to make jokes?
I may just bump you 5.
Yeah.
Hey.
Come on.
Getting expensive.
Okay.
Expensive.
Well, I'll see you
Don't
then.
let it
I'll
buy
just
it.
keep you.
Keep him honest. Wes,
It's for you. Oh, okay, thanks.
You want me to play your hand, Wes?
No, fold. Hello?
Please come home. Right away.
Yeah, what is it?
Just come home.
Okay, I'm on my way.
Wes, everything all right?
No, everything's okay. Something come up, I gotta take off. Dick, I'll settle up with you tomorrow, okay?
No problem.
See you guys.
Yeah, see you, man.
Okay, guys.
Come on, deal him
All right,
up.
let's go again. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, let's deal it.
Let's
Mr.
go.
Restaurant man?
Yeah.
I'm in.
Morris, what's going on? Lydia? What's happening?
He's dead.
You make me feel like love is just a 4-letter word.
Did you have a good time?
What's that supposed to mean?
In a way,
Well, there's more to
I
love.
was playing poker.
Just what?
In no way.
What are you watching this time?
Lover will meet again. I never miss it. Well, look, I got all day to sleep. How much you lose?
You will be both proud and happy to learn that I won $24.
Well, finally broke out of that losing streak. Sergeant DiMaggio will be happy to hear about that. He called about an hour ago.
Does anybody sleep anymore?
It's just that those warts that I was willing to for have gotten bigger. I don't want to change you. Please don't misunderstand me. I just want you to make more of
You know, I just figured it out. You played all night, so that should come to about $2.75 an hour.
Sergeant DiMaggio, please.
What's the minimum wage for unskilled labor?
Agatha, you have the remarkable talent of turning triumph into a disaster. DiMaggio? Me.
Oh, hello. How much did you... Well, hey, well, that's better than the last 2 times out, sir.
No, 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 no. I won $24.
No kidding. Well, that's great, sir.
Probably less than the minimum wage. What's up?
Alan Evans is dead. I was sure you'd want to know. He ran off the road on Route 11 right near the Washburn Crossroads. The chief's out there right now. They're waiting for you. Sir, it was a one-car accident in dry weather, and I thought that considering it's a prominent citizen...
Yeah, you're right. Okay, pick me up, will you? Guess what? Alan Evans is dead.
The anchor man on the 6 o'clock news?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
It's Route 11.
They shouldn't have bothered you, Commissioner. There's nothing here.
I just heard about it. I was up anyway.
At 5 in the morning? What were you doing? Watching Lover? We'll meet again?
What happened?
Probably a heart attack. Evans ran off the road. Do me a favor? Don't find anything.
Really a shame, sir.
Yeah.
Young, good-looking guy. Top of the heaps, got everything to live for. One minute you're here, next minute, snuff out.
Gesundheit.
Oh. Yeah, you know, my mother's right. Just let people laugh. Let them laugh. When it rains, you wear a raincoat, wear a hat, rubbers, something. Just stay healthy.
Gesundheit. Lieutenant. Was anything touched in here when Evans was pulled out?
No, sir. We were waiting for you.
That's funny.
What is?
Well, he's driving along and he has a seizure. Loses control of his car and plows into the creek. Now he's either unconscious from the seizure or from the impact, right?
Yes, sir.
Then why is the gear in park?
That's a very good question, sir.
And who turned off the lights? Unless he was driving without them.
That's 2 good questions, sir.
Well, open and shut, huh?
Chief, do you have Evans' personal effects?
Powell?
This is just a receipt.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd
Where'd you find these?
In his shirt pocket, along with his cigarettes.
Nothing wrong, is there? You know, I retire in 45 days. I mean, this Alan Evans, a well-known guy. Oh, don't tell me we're going to be saddled with a...
I just want to check something out. Come on, monsieur. Gesundheit.
Oh, hi, Mac. What are you doing here? You looking for another poker game, huh?
No, Wes. Oh, this is Sergeant DiMaggio.
Morning.
May we come in?
Oh, sure. Come on in. It's freezing out there. I just made a fresh pot of coffee. Would you like a cup?
Gesundheit. Love some.
Sounds like you're gonna go.
Yes, sir. I didn't listen to my mother last week when it rained.
Gesundheit.
Hey, how about a little breakfast? I can whip something up and nothing.
No, thank you. Coffee's fine.
Go ahead.
I forgot. Are you supposed to starve a cold and feed a fever, or is it the other way around?
You feed a cold. And you feed a cold English muffins. Hmm?
Oh, no, not for
No,
me.
there's no problem.
No, I'll just have some coffee.
Okay. Well, what brings you out this way, Mac?
Alan Evans.
Yeah? What about him?
He was found dead this morning out on Route 11.
What, car accident?
Car went off the road. I think it was a heart attack.
I just can't believe it.
When he was here last night, did he mention anything about how he was feeling? Chest pains, for example?
No. I never heard a thing about it. How did you know he was here?
These matches were found in his shirt pocket. Well, he was here last night, wasn't he?
Oh, yes, he was. He must have picked them up off the coffee table. I couldn't swear to that, of course. Well, he was gone before I got back home.
He was here with Lydia?
Yes, social visit. He was in the neighborhood. I've known him for some time. He dropped in. She gave him a brandy, and then he left.
I see. Could I talk with Lydia?
No, Mac, she's asleep right now, and I'd hate to wake her up with something like this.
I'll come back later.
Appreciate it, really. Come on, I'll show you the door.
Thanks.
Sad, isn't it? Heart attack like that, right out of left field. And, you know, the irony is the younger the man, the higher mortality rate.
The autopsy ought to tell us a little bit more.
Autopsy?
Yeah, automatic in a situation like this.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, how's the tooth?
Oh, fine. I had a tuna fish sandwich yesterday before the procaine wore off.
And you bet yourself. I'm sorry, I should have warned you about that.
I'll survive. See you.
Thank you for the coffee. You know, sir, I just can't help thinking about Alan Evans.
Yeah.
My mother's right. I gotta get a checkup.
Would you drop me off at home first?
Yeah. You know, I had a cousin once. Guy never smoked. He never drank. Terrific athlete, this guy. Worked out all the time. One day, he was just walking down the street. That's it. Went, just like that.
Heart attack?
Nope, run over by a bakery truck.
Gesundheit.
Thank you, sir.
Interesting, Commissioner. This man's heart did not attack him. What killed him, though, was the kind of medication that a patient would take to prevent heart attack. It's called digitalis. In its pure form, it's deadly. However, there's no indication or no evidence of a prior heart condition. And even if there were, it's not likely that he would have taken an overdose. The minimum fatal dose of digitalis is 3 milligrams, and my lab results show 5-6 times that amount in his body.
How long would it take for that much to kill him?
Well, I was just about to say that a minute, 2 minutes at the most.
Any marks on the body?
No, it's clean as a whistle, aside from a deep gash interior of the mouth, right cheek. Probably caused by convulsions just prior to death.
Well, thank you, Johnson. Appreciate the quick report.
Sure. Oh, Commissioner, keep me posted on this one, will you? I've got a theory.
Suicide?
How'd you guess?
Because you can't figure out what I can't figure out, which is, how do you kill a man in his own car out in the middle of nowhere with digitalis, right?
Right.
It's a hell of a good question. Yes?
Commissioner, are you in for the deputy district attorney?
Not necessarily.
I heard that.
I thought you might.
Now, look, Commissioner, you cannot hold on to this Pomeroy case any longer. I just heard that 2 more witnesses have come into the fold. Now, what more do you need?
Nothing more.
I can understand you're being stubborn, even pig-headed. But you cannot sit on this case any longer.
I agree.
Good. It's not even a question of personality. You agree?
Mm-hmm. I signed the Pomeroy papers this morning. They're on your desk.
Oh.
You were right about the case, but I had to wait until those 2 witnesses came into the picture.
Oh, no. Of course not. Well, you understand that I was pressing because I knew that those 2 witnesses would have to come forth sooner or later.
Well, as a matter of fact, they didn't come forth. I had to find them.
They didn't cooperate.
Mm-hmm.
You made them.
Yes, in a word.
Oh, well.
Would you like to sit down?
Yes. Dear, well, I don't quite know what to say. I suppose I have been a bit pushy, even unfair.
So have I. How about a truce? Well,
could I bring up some new business?
anything.
This Alan Evans case, is it a murder?
No, you've been talking to Chief Paulson.
Oh, we had a little chat.
Did he bring up the autopsy?
Something about digitalis poisoning.
All right. It doesn't have to be murder.
Suicide?
Possibly.
But not likely.
No. If it's suicide, we'll find out soon enough. If it's murder, I've got a handful of suspects.
You're a friend of the family's, aren't you?
Yeah. That's what makes it tough. Well, we should find out more in the morning. Which, leaves us with tonight.
What's happening tonight?
How about a formal signing of the truce? Stephanie?
Are you inviting me to dinner, Mac?
I am.
I accept.
Good. 8:30, my house?
Why not?
Good. I have an appointment. I'll walk out with you.
Uh-huh. Well.
Lydia,
Oh, hello, Mac.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I have to ask a few questions.
Yes, it's perfectly all right. Please sit down.
We're just here to contribute whatever help we can.
Thank you. I realize this is all very unpleasant.
Can I get anybody anything?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Mark, have your people completed the autopsy?
Horace, you have a heart condition, haven't you?
Yes.
Do you take medication for it?
I do.
Digitalis?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, but what's the point of your question?
Alan Evans did not die of a heart attack. It was either suicide or he was murdered.
That's impossible.
I'm afraid it's not. He died of an extreme overdose of digitalis.
Just what are you implying?
You're not insinuating that Horace killed Alan Evans.
I'm saying that if Alan Evans were murdered, Horace had access to the drug.
Well, as a dentist, so have I. Now, if you're accusing anyone here of murder, you better have a little more than coincidence to rely on.
I'm not accusing anybody of anything. Lydia, I want you to tell me about last night. What time Alan arrived, what you talked about, how long did he stay?
He dropped by around 8:30. And when he realized that Wes wasn't home, he had a drink and he left.
Alive and very healthy, I might add.
Was he here when you got home?
No, I told you he left before I got home. I told you that this morning.
Lydia, did he eat or drink anything else while he was here?
Just the brandy?
Yes, it's over here.
Don't touch that, Sergeant. I'm afraid we'll have to take that with us. Wes, at the card game last night, you got that phone call and then you left immediately.
It was an emergency. I ran to the office, that's all.
I see. Well, thank you. Sorry to bother you, Lydia. Horace?
Good day.
Sir, they're awful nice people, but that's it, sir.
But what was he talking about?
Nothing. Don't worry.
Wes, it does not make sense.
You look exhausted. Why don't you go lie down for a
I
moment?
don't want to lie down.
Darling, do as he suggests. I want to talk to him.
Wes, I am very frightened.
Don't be. Everything will be all right.
Wesley, I want you to know something. I misjudged you. What you did last night was a very courageous act, and I'll never forget it.
I told you before, I love her. I know what you'd have to face if the truth came out. I don't want to see her go through that.
Neither do I. Mac must never know Alan Evans died in this room.
He won't. Not if you and your son and I stick together.
If you're not going to finish yours, could I? Just
sure.
Oh. I know I'm making a fool of myself, but I can't help it. This is delicious souffle. What does she put in it?
Oh, love potions, aphrodisiacs. She's a sort of a chaperone in reverse.
Well, Agatha's a gem.
Like an uncut tourmaline.
Coffee. Oh, it's much too bright in here. Spoils the atmosphere. Well, I guess I'll toddle on to bed.
You've got it so dark in here, I doubt if you'll be able to find it.
You know what they say about going to bed? Where there's a will, there's a way.
Well, it's a real famous saying, all right.
I see what you mean.
Now, would you like to have some coffee in here? Or would you like to have some cognac by the fire?
Which is more romantic?
Yes.
We wouldn't want to disappoint Agatha now.
Of course not. Thank you. How do you like that?
I don't.
What do you think we should do about it?
Let it ring again. Shall I get it?
No, I'll get it. Excuse me.
Sorry, sir. I know it's a terrible thing to come up to somebody's house in the middle of the night, come banging on the door.
Some countries, it's known as police terrorism.
But Lieutenant Ed Wright told me to do this.
Do what?
This. Here. He wanted you to see this before anybody else got a chance. You know, like the chief or the deputy DA. What? This... Good evening.
What is it I'm not supposed to see?
Oh, it's the Alan Evans case. Lab report.
Oh? Well, that just about wraps it up, doesn't it?
I'm not so sure.
Why not? You have definite proof of a crime, the motive and the method.
Yeah, something about it still bothers me.
Well, it wouldn't bother me. I'd issue a warrant right away.
I know, but you're not the police commissioner.
Oh, you mean it's so complicated I wouldn't understand.
I didn't say that.
But you implied it.
You're not. We're not going to start that again, are we?
No. We're stopping. Thank you for a lovely dinner. Good night.
But,
You see? Now, why don't you go on and walk?
her to a
yes.
car? Okay. I'm sorry, sir. I'm very sorry.
Hi.
Hi.
Is Dr. Corman in?
When you put it that way, I'm sure he is. Doctor, Commissioner McMillan is here to see you.
Send him into my private office. I'll be with him in a minute.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome. Is there anything I can get for you, Commissioner? Coffee, anything?
I don't think so. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You looking at Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Poor guy. I really liked him. He never got here yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yes, he had an appointment here.
An appointment yesterday.
Yes. Just a filling.
Mac. Thank you, Francis.
Nice to see you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Mac, I owe you an apology.
For what?
I kind of blew my stack yesterday. Just the suggestion of anybody in my family being under suspicion just set me off, that's all.
I'm afraid it's more than suspicion, Wes. The lab examined that bottle of brandy. It was filled with digitalis. And the only fingerprints found on the bottle were Lydia's.
Are you trying to tell me that Lydia poisoned him and then put the bottle back on the bar? Well, that's ridiculous. No, he must have killed himself. It just had to be suicide.
A man doesn't make a social call and pour digitalis into somebody else's brandy bottle in order to commit suicide. Now, the amount of digitalis found in that body was enough to kill him in less than 2 minutes. If, for some unfathomable reason, he poisoned himself in your house, how could he then get into his car and drive 6 miles before he dropped dead? He died right in your house, and I think the body was moved.
Lydia is no more capable of murder than she is of moving the body of that 200-pound man.
Somebody else did that. We better take a ride downtown.
Downtown?
Lydia is being held for questioning.
Why would I kill him? I loved him. I'm sorry, Wes.
Doesn't matter. The fact is, Mac, I've known about another man for some time. I just didn't know who.
Lydia, you and Alan Evans were alone in your house last night, weren't you?
You don't have to answer that, Lydia, if you don't
No,
want to.
I want to. I don't have anything to hide anymore. Monday is Wes's night at poker. The maid leaves at 6. And Alan usually came over for a few hours.
And?
We talked. And then I offered him a brandy, and he sipped it. And he just seemed to fall over. I called the doctor, and he wasn't in, so I phoned Stephen, my brother. And he said he would be right over. And he told me to call Wes.
That's when you left the card game?
Yes.
And Horace?
By the time I arrived, he was already there.
Mm-hmm. And then? You moved the body, didn't you, Wes?
I had to, Mac. I had to. Horace took Lydia upstairs, and Stephen and I did the rest. We found a deserted stretch of road, and I drove Alan's car into the creek. I moved his body into the driver's seat, wiped off my fingerprints, and I put his hands on the wheel. Look, I know it was the wrong thing to do. I thought I was doing the right thing. I just had to assume that he died of natural causes. And what was the harm of getting the body out of the house? It just seemed like a logical thing to do at the time. I was worried about Lydia, what a scandal like this would do to her, and Horace, what this kind of scandal would do to him.
Lydia, you said you gave Alan some brandy. Did you drink any?
I don't drink.
I see. I'm sorry, Lydia. I'm going to have to book you.
We didn't discuss this. I'll have you out on bail right away.
Don't worry about a thing, darling.
I'm all right.
I'll speak to you later, darling. Don't worry about a thing. All right? What about me, Mac?
Technically, you're accessory to the crime. Actually, you didn't know anything about it, so I'm going to hold off for a while on you.
I appreciate that. I'm going to locate Horace, bring him up to date.
I want to speak to you.
All
and
right.
I'd like a copy of that tape, Mac.
Right.
You think she did it?
No. At least not alone. Sherwin?
Yeah.
I'm Commissioner McMillan. Remember me?
Oh, sure, yes. How are you, Commissioner?
I'm fine, thanks. Quite a beauty you have here.
Yeah, it's the love of my life.
I called your office. They said you'd be out here.
One of the advantages of being a stockbroker in California, your afternoons are free. Because the disadvantage is you have to get up with the sun.
Could you spare me a few minutes?
Of course. Wes called. I'll be glad to do anything I can to help.
I'd like to know more about last Monday night.
It was a nightmare. Lydia was hysterical. Dad was close to shock. Quite frankly, I don't remember being too coherent myself. Wes was the only one who kept his cool.
Your father was there when you arrived?
Yeah.
Wes, quite a guy. Comes home, not only finds his wife's lover, but he's dead. I'd have been pretty upset.
Well, Wes is the kind of guy, excuse me. Wes is the kind of guy, keeps himself on a pretty tight rein. But, under fire, he was all right. He was calm, he was in control.
How involved are you in your father's business affairs?
Quite a bit. I handled a medical firm's portfolio.
Healthy?
I'm very conservative with my father's money.
What about Wes?
Wes isn't really big in the stock market. He prefers more speculative ventures.
He does well?
He's had his setbacks.
Is he solvent?
I think Dad's lent him quite a bit of money over the years.
How much is a good deal of money?
I really don't know the exact figure. I'm sorry.
Has he paid your father back?
I don't really know. What are you after, Commissioner?
Other than Lydia, I have two obvious suspects.
Who are they?
You, your father.
I resent that.
I'm not accusing. I'm just searching for possible motives.
Listen, Commissioner, all I can tell you is the man was dead when I got to the house. If you want any more than that, I suggest you contact Richard Valentine.
All right, Stephen. I'll see you again.
He's getting coffee.
What did you find out about Evans' answering service?
Oh, I was just gonna come down and tell you, sir.
You having trouble?
Yeah, they took my last quarter.
Okay, let me try.
Thank you. I talked to the lady that takes Evan's phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
She said that he checked in around 4:30 that day. She said he sounded bombed.
Bombed?
Yeah, you're all boozed up.
Where's my money?
Yes, sir.
Doesn't make any sense. He had a newscast at 6 o'clock. Why would he get drunk an hour and a half before airtime?
Well, sir, I don't know, sir. That's what it would take for me to broadcast.
Hey, wait a minute. The other day you said I sounded like I was bombed.
Well, yes, sir, but that was from the dentist's office.
Yeah, from Procaine.
Right.
Get somebody to fix this. I'll be right back.
Right, sir.
Triage!
Okay. Ah!
Wes?
Oh, hi, Mac.
You don't mind?
No. I hide out in here one day a week, try to catch up on some of this work.
What you got there?
It's a porcelain jacket, similar to the one you have, as a matter of fact. What can I do for you?
I'd like to ask you about this parking ticket stub.
Yeah?
It was issued to Alan Evans.
Alan?
I had it checked at the garage. It was issued to him at 1:27 Monday afternoon. Now, what bothers me was that he wasn't due for his dental appointment until Tuesday afternoon.
Well, it's a pretty big building. It's full of doctors and lawyers and accountants. He could have been visiting somebody else, I suppose.
He could have, yes. But he didn't. I had that checked.
Oh?
What bothers me is that you purposely left a trail leading back to your own house.
Mac, what are you trying to say?
After you drove Evans' car into the creek, you turned off the lights and put the gear shift lever into park. Then you planted these on him.
I did?
Not a single match was used.
Well, he probably didn't get around to using them, that's all.
Didn't have to. There was a filled cigarette lighter in his pocket.
Mac, Evans visited my wife every Monday night. She admitted that. He could have picked up those things weeks ago.
I'd buy that if this was found in his jacket pocket, but it wasn't. It was found in his shirt pocket. Now, if he's like anybody else, he changes his shirt every day.
Are you suggesting that I deliberately left those matches on Alan, knowing that the police would investigate, find poison in the body, and then dump the whole thing back on Lydia? In other words, I framed my own wife?
Not in other words. In those words.
Then you also have to believe that I murdered Evans? Well, that's some kind of trick. How could I have murdered anyone when I was playing poker with you?
That I haven't figured out yet.
You gotta be joking.
I'm not.
Mac, this dinner was for the express purpose of starting truce number 2.
I know.
You're turning it into a platform, which doesn't bother me as much as the fact that you have nothing to go on.
Lydia did not kill Alan Evans. Now, if she goes to court, she's going to be convicted.
That's right, because there's a very strong case against her. Look, I have a responsibility in this, too. I'm supposed to be prosecuting.
But you'll be prosecuting an innocent woman.
But you brought her in. You're the one who built the case against her.
The case has changed, I told you.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Throw this whole thing out because the police commissioner has a hunch?
If it was your hunch, it would be called woman's intuition with a mystical validity.
All right.
It's injustice, that's all.
All right, let's just say that you're right. Everybody that was there that night has testified that Alan Evans was dead before Wesley arrived.
Wes is the only one with a motive, and I think that motive is money. Well, let's get out of here.
I don't know if I go along with your theory. Wesley Corman's a very successful dentist.
I know, but watch what happens when he kills her. Number 1, he gets rid of his wife's lover. Number 2, he gets rid of his faithless wife. And number 3, by staunchly supporting this same faithless wife, he becomes a hero in the eyes of his father-in-law, to whom I'll bet he owes a fortune.
Interesting, but it's still conjecture.
I know. Oh, I'm sorry. It's that brown sedan. My God!
Wow. You hadn't stalled in handing me your ticket, huh?
You guessed it, sir. We found a timing device, wiring, the whole bit.
Mac, who'd want to kill us?
Not us. Me. Sergeant, would you mind dropping us off at my house?
No, not at all, sir.
Thank you. Gesundheit.
Thank you, sir. Ma'am?
I know a butch doctor with a remedy for that.
What's that, sir?
A fiery liquid, ancient and mysterious with powerful remedial qualities.
Sounds fantastic. What is it?
Chicken soup.
You got company, Commissioner. Dr. Sherwin. He insisted upon seeing you. Gesundheit.
Oh, Agatha, do you have any chicken soup?
Have I got chicken soup? Come on, Sergeant.
Horace.
Oh, Mac, I've got to speak to you.
Horace, this is Miss Stephanie Bryant, Deputy District Attorney.
How do you do?
Miss Bryant, you might as well hear this, too. I killed Alan Evans.
Horace. You?
Yes.
Come on. Let's have a drink. Tell me about it.
Well, you see, that night I dropped by their house on the way from the club. I came in through the kitchen. When I arrived, I could hear an argument going on. It was Lydia and Alan Evans. They were in the living room, and she was trying to fight him off. So I barged into the room, and I told him to get out of the house. He refused. He told me to mind my own business. He said he was going to marry Lydia. That was what the argument was all about. See, Lydia was trying to back out of the relationship, and Evans would have nothing to do with it. Finally, he got very, very abusive. And I tried to strike him, and he just brushed me aside. Lydia tried to protect me, and he struck her. And he struck her again, deliberately, calculatedly. I just couldn't take it.
So you killed him?
Yes. I pretended to have a seizure. I asked Alan to get me some water, and I sent Lydia to get my medication. And while they were out of the room, I crushed up some digitalis capsules and put them in the brandy bottle.
Thinking that Alan would want a brandy after all this excitement.
Well, there was a half-empty glass on the coffee table when I arrived.
Why didn't you put it in the glass?
I did. I didn't want to miss a chance.
Horace, I don't believe you.
I tell you, I killed him. He was having an affair with my daughter. He was taking advantage of her. All I wanted to do was protect her.
You're still trying to protect her.
My daughter never killed that man.
I know she didn't, but neither did you.
You have my confession. I demand that you free Lydia immediately.
Horace, you're wasting my time.
I am telling you the truth. I insist you arrest me for murder.
All right. Then also an attempted murder.
I don't understand.
Well, if you're the murderer, then you placed a time bomb in my car earlier this evening. And because your timing was off, the car blew up before we could enter it. We're lucky to be alive. No, you didn't kill him. Neither did Lydia. That leaves two other people. Wesley and Stephen.
Well, not Stephen.
No, not Stephen. He wasn't there long enough to get near the brandy.
Wesley?
Wesley.
But how?
I don't know. But I do know that Alan Evans went into Wesley's office on Monday and had his teeth worked on.
Well, if you're suggesting that Evans was poisoned while he sat in that dental chair, that's absurd. Digitalis works fast. The man would have been dead right then and there.
I know I'm right. I just don't have any proof.
I'm sorry.
Mac, you better send the sergeant home to bed.
Right, before he sneezes us all into the hospital.
Well, what is that you're taking?
It's a pill. I took a pill this morning.
No, not a pill. You should take one of those time-release capsules. They work for hours.
What is a time-release capsule?
Well, it's a slow-dissolving capsule with coated beads of medication inside that dissolve at different speeds.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Horace. Say that again.
It's a slow-dissolving capsule with coated beads of medication inside that dissolve at different speeds.
Horace, I know it's late, but could we look at some x-rays in Wesley's office? What's the matter?
Alan Evans came in to have a cavity filled, the lower left bicuspid.
Mm-hmm.
Not a thing was done to it.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. I know he was here. Lower left bicuspid. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see that autopsy report. Laceration inside lower right cheek.
Here he comes.
Well, double surprise. What's going on?
Mac wants a positive ID on some dental x-rays.
Is this going to end up another one of your accusations, Mac?
Are these Alan Evans x-rays?
Yes, they are.
I had a couple of them mounted so we could project them onto the screen to take a closer look.
Well, what's your point?
This case had me going in circles for a while. For example, why would Lydia kill somebody with poisoned brandy and then leave the bottle around?
Well, now, that is exactly what I've been saying.
She didn't. You did. Let's go back. Alan came into your office on Monday, and with the office staff out to lunch, you worked on his mouth. You knew he was going to visit Lydia that night. What a perfect setup. Just a little digitalis.
Okay, say Alan was here. How did I feed him a quick-acting poison that somehow didn't take effect for, what, 8 or 9 hours?
With this.
That medical gel?
You encased the poison in the gel, knowing the gel would dissolve slowly in his mouth 8 or 9 hours later, and while he was alone with Lydia. And while you were sitting at a poker game with a perfect alibi.
If it is an alibi, it is perfect.
Because Alan had to go to New York on Tuesday, it was simple enough to get him into your office on Monday. And with everybody out to lunch, who would ever know he'd ever been there?
So instead of filling the tooth correctly, I filled it with the poison glob of medical gel. Well, that's brilliant deduction, Mac. Brilliant. Except for one thing. Alan needed work done on his lower left bicuspid. And if you examine the postmortem x-rays, you'll find that no work was done at all.
Horace? This is the postmortem x-ray. And you're right. There was no work done on the lower left side. You gave me Procaine the other day. I bit my cheek and it left a gash. The autopsy report shows the same gash on Alan's cheek. He bit his cheek, too.
But what is the point?
Well, I find that just a little bit odd because the gash was on the right side while the cavity was on the left. Now, why would you shoot Procaine into the side of the mouth that had no cavities? Obviously, you convinced him that some work had to be done on the other side of the mouth. Take a look. The x-ray before and after Alan's death. Before and after. Notice anything? That crown there? Lower right?
Obviously, it had been removed and put back. And very badly, I might add. Of course, you had no reason to be neat. Alan Evans would be dead in a few hours.
That crown showed traces of digitalis and a residue of medical gel. It worked like a time bomb. It's pretty consistent with his use of timing mechanisms, like the time bomb he put in my car last night. Oh, Wes, don't be foolish. Sergeant DiMaggio's right outside.
Yes, Doctor.
I thought you'd cover yourself. That's why I buzzed Francis in. She'll get us through. You too, Mac. Put your arms behind your back. Now walk very slowly. No, Horace. Hold it, Mac. All right. Slowly now. Slowly. Hold it, Sergeant. Put your hands behind your back. Down the corridor.
The stairs.
All right. Wes, stop right there. DiMaggio, no. Wes, please. Don't make him do it.
All right, get him up. Come on. Higher, come on.
Is it?
God bless you.
I'll call.
And raise $2.
I get that.
Hey, where's our seventh player, Mac?
Anytime.
I hate a six-handed game.
The way you play, it could be a two-handed game.
I need this abuse. Hey, Dick, can I sue for defamation of character?
You have no case.
Our seventh player.
I'll get it.
It's about time.
Paul?
Uh-huh. 10s and 4s. Who's got...
Who is he? Anybody we know?
Come on, all of them, all
Let
of
me
them.
have
We
the
want
card.
to see every card.
Sorry I'm late.
That's okay.
Sorry I'm late.
Abroad?
You noticed.
Move over, you guys.
For me?
Hi. We're gonna play cards or smooch? Welcome to the Monday night game.
Thank you. What's the buy-in?
$50, your deal.
Dealer's choice?
Of course.
It's been years since I played Old Maid.
Seven card stud. High-low. Ooh, ace of hearts, ace of spades. Eight of hearts.